Market news is exploding. The U.S. government has officially shut down. Elon Musk is now officially worth $500 billion, and on the very same day, the S&P 500 hit an all-time high of 6,700. But the headline you don't want to miss: Bitcoin is ripping, trading as high as 118,000 today. Meanwhile, the ADP Nonfarm Payroll report came in negative 32,000 jobs, a huge miss from the expected gain of 52,000, making multiple months in a row of negative job growth. See, markets are swinging, volatility is high, and Bitcoin is showing why it's the hardest, most resilient asset on the planet. Let's break it all down. What's up, family? It's Coach Massey, and you're locked into the Daily Hodl, your daily dose of Bitcoin and financial news delivered with clarity and perspective. So remember this, though. This is not financial advice. It's for education and entertainment only. Let's dive in. Big day. You see, the government shutdown is now official. Federal employees are being furloughed, critical government services are paused, and markets are bracing for uncertainty like we haven't seen in years. Here's what this means for financial markets, though. Stocks, bonds, and traditional markets could swing dramatically. Investors hate uncertainty, and even the threat of a shutdown sends shockwaves through equities and bond markets, and we have an official one now. So expect volatility as traders react in real time, especially the longer it gets. So consumer confidence is likely to weaken. When payrolls are delayed or federal benefits are paused, spending slows, businesses see reduced revenue, and the ripple effect spreads across the entire economy. Businesses that rely on government contracts or federal approval, well, they could pause operations, slowing project timelines, delaying investments, and creating bottlenecks in key sectors of the economy. You see, even short shutdowns have historically caused significant turbulence. Market swings, temporary panic, investor uncertainty, all common. But here's the key point. While traditional markets freeze or wobble, Bitcoin doesn't pause. I told you this yesterday. It trades 24/7, globally, independent of any government interference. You see, digital assets like Bitcoin are more than just a hedge. They're a financial lifeboat in uncertain times. When governments falter and traditional markets stumble, Bitcoin keeps moving. That's why I love it, giving investors an independent, decentralized option to protect and grow their wealth. You see, while Washington is gridlocked, Bitcoin continues to operate, proving why it's becoming essential in today's financial system. See, risk happens fast. And speaking of digital assets, Bitcoin is absolutely on fire today, surging to a high of 118,000. This is a massive move, especially considering the backdrop: government shutdown, economic uncertainty, negative labor market data. Bitcoin is proving once again that it doesn't follow the rules of traditional markets, right? That's why you need to invest in Bitcoin specifically. It's a hard asset. So you want to know why it's ripping right now? Well, there are a few key factors. Investors are seeking a hedge against both government dysfunction and market volatility. With Washington gridlocked and traditional markets reacting unpredictably, Bitcoin stands out as a reliable alternative. The labor market and fiscal uncertainty are driving attention to these decentralized assets. A negative ADP payroll, furloughed federal employees, government delayed services, all signals economic fragile economy. See, Bitcoin's decentralized nature makes it safe even during times like this. Headlines matter, and right now, every news story, from the government shutdown to missed economic data, reinforces Bitcoin's value as a borderless store of value. Traders and long-term hodlers are all responding in real time. You see, this rally highlights a critical point. Bitcoin isn't just an investment, it's an independent financial system that you guys need to understand. It's away from banking constraints. While traditional markets are pausing and stumbling and just straight up panicking, Bitcoin isn't. Bitcoin thrives in chaos and uncertainty. You see, for investors and hodlers, this is a reminder that Bitcoin thrives with complete resilience because of all the facts of it being in your portfolio and being borderless and limited supply. See, 118,000 rally today, especially after the week we had last week, isn't just a number. It's a statement about Bitcoin's strength, independence, and the growing role in global finance. Meanwhile, in the world of traditional markets, Elon Musk has officially crossed $500 billion in net worth. That's crazy, solidifying his position as one of the wealthiest individuals in history. And then on the very same day as this shutdown, S&P 500 is ripping, 6,700 all-time high again. Another record for the stock market. Another look into the window of optimism. But these headlines tell an interesting story. While the economy shows real signs of stress, a government shutdown, and everything else I just mentioned, including negative payrolls. You see, market sentiment remains remarkably bullish. There is a disconnect between headline market highs and underlying economic reality, unlike we've seen in a long time. But this is exactly why Bitcoin continues to capture attention. You need to understand that. It might not be tied to a government balance sheet yet, or a payroll report, or even the wealth swings of the mega billionaires, but Bitcoin is moving independently. It's reacting differently in macroeconomic uncertainty. It operates outside of all this nonsense noise. Think about it. While traditional markets can be influenced by sentiment, crazy politics, individual players, Bitcoin trades globally, different countries. They're not shut down, they're still going. So while stock market might get overextended or disconnected from this economic fundamental over this break, Bitcoin will provide an alternative. And I believe you'll see risk assets differently as this continues. In other words, Wall Street celebrates record highs in headlines, flash billionaire milestones. Bitcoin continues proving why it's not just digital gold, but a hedge against the TradFi system itself. Let's talk about this too. ADP Nonfarm Payrolls. Big miss. You see, adding to this chaos, the non-farm payroll report came in negative 32,000 jobs. That's far below the 52,000 positive they expected. And now we have multiple months showing negative job growth, signaling a slowing labor market, and the Fed might be panicking. So this matters because slowing payrolls and labor market weakness, they raise questions about economic stability. Investors start seeking alternative assets outside of traditional finance. And that's where Bitcoin, being borderless, decentralized, people love it. You see, these numbers aren't just statistics that came out today. They're catalysts that explain why Bitcoin is ripping today. So let me connect all the dots that we just talked about. Government shutdown. Markets are volatile and traditional assets may pause. Negative ADP payrolls. Economic growth is slowing. Elon Musk, wealth, and S&P highs, while optimism in stocks is disconnected from reality. And Bitcoin at 118,000 shows investors are turning into this alternative, independent asset. This is a perfect storm for Bitcoin. Volatility is high, markets are reacting to headline news, and digital assets like Bitcoin continue trading nonstop, 24 hours a day. And that's why people are loving it. That's why people are gravitating towards it. That's why there's credit card rewards for it now. You see, the government shutdown is official. Sure, it's created market uncertainty, but things are moving. The world hasn't stopped. And if you're seeing the signals like I am, you know that it's always a good time to buy dollar cost average and get your money in there. Now, I know this isn't financial advice, but I do have a question for you. Do you think Bitcoin will continue this rally amid the shutdown chaos, or will traditional markets catch up soon? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, smash that like button, share this with anyone who loves Bitcoin news, and most of all, subscribe so you never miss a Daily Hodl update. That's your Daily Hodl. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and as always, Lead.Pray.Hodl. I'll see you in the next one.